It is Tuesday, October the 13th. It's been almost more than half a year now that I think about it. That was back in March. So more than half a year since our last plant update. So I thought I'd take everybody once again on a tour of the houseplants. We have over here what we like to call the desert corner, sort of succulent area. This is our desert rose cactus. We have a couple cuttings over here. I'll get to this one's mother plant in a little bit. Got our cute little cactus in bloom over here. Our bug catcher. That's super handy for anybody who doesn't have one of those. That's a UV bug trap. Keeps all the gnats down in the plants and stuff. This is kind of just a general discard starter bucket for succulents, which has been fun. Anything that breaks off or seeds itself, we set in here and see what happens. We got the aloe plant, obviously. We got a little succulent station back here as well, with accompanying spider plant. You got the bulb going, coming back already, even though it's a half a season early. It's not springtime yet, little buddy. We cut you thinking you'd stay all winter dormant. We got the old coffee pot succuli over here. Now, it's the former home of Shelly, but she crawled out and broke her shell. Poor little snail. We have these two window boxes that are kind of fun. These are both little succulent planters. Hang on to stuff over here. And that's just one little small corner of things we do over here with a couple of little hanging globes as well. These were former light fixtures. Took those down, put some dirt in them, and voila. And then up here, in the top frame of the A-frame, we have a couple hanging planters. We have, first of all, over here, just starting to spill over the edges. I'll get a shot of them from the top in a minute, is the burro's tail. And that should get super long before long. And this, over here, is our purple heart or purple queen wandering Jew, so called for these purple flowers that they grow. See if I can get the focus on there. And as you can tell, ours is, we call it the Big Mama, because it is huge, and we've taken so many cuttings off of that. And that's what's down here. Some of these are staged waiting to be sold or to be given away as cuttings of that, and they will take over anything. We actually have another cutting of that upstairs, and I think that's where I'm going to go now. Over here, in the opposite A-frame window hanging. And this was all started off of 3 cuttings off that other plant, and has taken over this room. So we are very pleased with that one. So now, let's go over here and talk about some of these. This is related. This is the more common wandering Jew that is apparently easier to find, but we had a tougher time finding it. Over here we got a spider plant cutting baby. And this guy is our string of hearts, but I'll shoot that from down below since it's mostly creeping around everywhere else. This was end of season at the store and labeled as a box bush, but when it bloomed a bunch of beautiful little red trumpet-like flowers, we found out it is in fact a lipstick plant. So that's fun, and this thing is just massive. It's in a sort of standard potter here, but I'll get a better shot of it from below. And it is huge. Goes over here by the spiral staircase and hangs out with this beam. It's all over the place down the wall here. It's big. Right next to it, out of this big box planter, we have our Hoya. And these aren't supposed to grow but like a couple leaves every year. And it has just gone crazy since we put it in here. It's only been up here a couple of years now, since 2018. And it's got some sweet variegation going on these leaves. This one's almost entirely bleached white. But I just love that. This is a cutting that sprang up out of nowhere in that box as well. And this box also contains all of our strawberry begonia starters. This is where most of the babies for the strawberry begonias come from. It's down in here. We have the solar system go by. On the way to the other box, this is actually a fun little fact on this globe here from Mova Globes, we have the communist version. Given everything that's going on right now, it doesn't hurt to point out that there is no Taiwan on my globe, and it includes the 9-dash line from China there. So, fun trivia fact, not an accurate globe, but we're working on our solar system, and we'll talk about that other planter box from the other side. Down below here, this is the other box. I'm not entirely sure what this broadleaf one is, but I just love how its new leaves come out so much lighter. The spider plants all start up here as well, and that box just has another one of these on the end. Quite lovely. From this side, the string of hearts is more impressive. It does go up, and eventually we'll train that one over to the other side of the A-frame, and it's woven through much of the banister here. But it also trails off this way, goes around the whole house, over to the shelf, up over the giraffe and down. And this one's finally reached this little window down here, so that one's, I don't know, gotta be a good 35-40 feet long. And a couple more of them branch off at the beam here and are getting all the way across. Ooh, look, there's the chameleon. He's hiding. Basically all the way to the end over here. There's even a few of them hiding out through the lipstick plant coming through. That's the string of hearts. That's the lipstick. Around here in this window, this is the hibiscus plant that started outside on the deck and loved it, but was getting eaten too much. The critters, the little chipmunks and stuff, would come up and eat everything around the base. So we had to rescue that one, bring it inside. Over here is the birthday orchid, which we've named Kathleen, which has bloomed a couple years in a row now and is doing really well in the little pearls. Loving it. We got both those cutting over here hanging out, just getting going. This is the big oxalis. This is the triangular oxalis. Let's see if I can find some of these in bloom. Looks really good, and it's just been going crazy. We have a number of these throughout the house, and I love it. Back over here is our angel wing begonia, and this thing is as tall as I am these days. This came to us as a housewarming gift. Megan, if you're watching, thank you. And it came to us in a little, it fit in a cup holder on the way to our house, and is now just insanely beautiful. It doesn't really look real, but this is a real plant. And these shoots, these two tall shoots, are not even the main starter. The main starter is this other one over here that stayed kind of stumpy. But once we gave this a big pot and some big room, it's gotten so big. We have cuttings all over the place from this one too, and I'll show you one of those that's in bloom in just a little bit. In the guest room, which is being converted into the pantry, laundry, workroom, whatever you want to call it here, we have the startings on this Devil's Toe ivy plant thing that does just... We cannot take cuttings off this thing fast enough, to be honest with everybody. That one goes crazy. And we'll take you into the other room here. This is our kitchen box unit thing here, and this one is basically just another bucket that we started sticking starters in. There was an ivy in here, a kingsfoil ivy or something, that failed. It came with, come along with these little clovers, but we love them, so they're staying. This spider plant is going really strong, and it just loves the moisture in here in the kitchen. Helps air purify. The last plant in this side of the house is the Chinese Evergreen, which we're actually keeping out of the light on purpose a little bit. Keeps it more pink, and it is looking amazing down here. I love all the little shinies and stuff we do. Hanging out in the reading nook, and then we'll go through over here into the other room where we've got the library starts and a couple cuttings here. We've got the pothos starts over here. This one's particularly neon, so we cut that one out. That is off the same plant over here that is not at all this neon color, so that's fun. There's the spider plant over here. This is just another one of the cuttings of that. We put in this drainless jar that it just seems to love. Some more lipstick plant cuttings. Little dino baby hanging out in there. More pothos, love it. Can't get enough of it. This here is Freeca, the African violet. It finally bloomed just last week. This is a good year for you. Freeca's doing really, really well. And we love that. A couple of spider plant trimmings going on over here. This is the garden window box that has the white onions. We got some lettuce going on there, some romaine, some really tall romaine, a couple of basils going on in there, and we just kind of grow whatever kitchen stuff in rotation we want to throw in here is just for fun. And then starting up above this window is the original pothos here, and it's all variegated, all up and along the way. It goes completely over the window here, comes up down the wall here, creeps all around behind the TV, and this is its starter here. In the corner we have 3 plants here. We've got this one. We've got another creeper here that's doing some great variegation. I love the colors on this one. Another little pothos starter next to him. And another of the purple queen starts down here that's doing really well. But this one also creeps up, goes around behind the TV, and has found itself a nice new sun home behind my curtain over here. Loves it. Down here on the desk, another oxalis. Does really good in the sunlight over here. It tracks the things all day. It needs a little water. It's a little dramatic. It's looking a little dried out. We have Scarlett's baby cuttings over here that are in bloom and are looking amazing. This one just cannot stop. It just keeps going and going. And this is all out of that little pot here that this angel wing has gone. This is the true Scarlet Begonia over here. Ironically, we have the other one named such. Some strawberry begonias and some lipstick plant going on down here in a broken bowl. No such thing as broken porcelain, it's just a new planter. I'm not sure what this succulent is over here, but it loves this window and it just has gone nuts. It's pretty friggin' tall these days. Over here we have another little baby begonia. And this is our steam box experiment on a lipstick plant. We barely water this thing and it stays in its own little enclosure. Does very, very well. It's loving it. More spider babies. More purple babies. More starters over here. And this is where we start all the propagations. Everybody gets clipped and comes straight to live in the fish tank to develop some roots for a while before they go into a pot. So we've got a bunch more cuttings brooding over here. Broody, like the chickens. Herp and derp. Always hanging out. And there's some snails hard at work in here. Which brings us around over into the last corner here. Let me turn off this extra purple light. This is the Monstressa delicosa. Will grow us an edible fruit thing here eventually. We are getting quite big, quite broad-leafed, quite split-leaf philodendron they call that, I think, right? And then we have the umbrella plant in the corner here, and this is going to need some more room before long. This one is taking over its pot and corner and the whole dog door area over here.